Hey YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to part 2 of creating a game level. Now as you can see, I did a little changes to mine because I forgot to save. Don't crucify me for that. And also I started making my materials in the same map, so I'm gonna have to do a lot to fix this. But I realized I don't wanna actually put the doors here. I actually wanna model those. So this is my new map. Okay, so how are we gonna get started with this? Well, I think I'm gonna model the doors first. So shift A, mesh, and make a cube. And the cube should be aligned properly. Okay, so with this cube you're gonna mirror the cube. Just bring it up a smidge. Okay, let me just do this. There you go. So now it's flat on the floor. You can do it by just going in and delete half of this, but like I said, I'm gonna keep saying this. You get modifiers and tools for that. Auto mirror, best you can do. So mirror it another half. I didn't even have to do much. I just clicked the bloody button. A fucking button. Okay, anyway. Just get this out of the way because now I'm gonna start modeling a door. So first of all, I think I'm gonna have to maybe place this in the middle. Somewhere around there. 7 to edit mode. And hit A and just drag it out. So you can just snap it to a face. If it looks like it's going over, you know it's not in the center. To make sure it's in the center, you can tap into edit mode with this. Just make a loop cut just in the center. Then just try to snap it to that loop. And make sure the snapping is set to not vertex but edge. Okay, so it's not snapping to that edge. It is snapping to the edge, but not the way I want it to snap. Okay. Niche kit, which means not good. I'm just gonna start scaling it up. Then doesn't really matter if it goes over, but I like to be precise. Okay. So I'm gonna tap into edit mode again, and then I'm gonna select the top face and bring it up. Make sure I snap it to that top vertex or top edge. Let's make sure I'm in vertex selection again. There we go, the top edge. Because this is going to be one big fucking door. And as you can see, it didn't do it correctly. So just line that up again. Now I'm gonna make another loop cut and press G and G. Make another loop cut, bring it up. This is gonna make an area for the door and some extra details. So before I make the next loop cut that goes down, I actually want to delete these faces. And also I want to do another mirror on this. So I'm gonna do a cut like this, and unfortunately I have to delete these faces now because I forgot to. Well, actually I can just do another auto mirror instead of being lazy. So I'm not even gonna add that loop cut on my edit. At auto mirror, I'm gonna press Y and press auto mirror. And if it's not in the right side you want it to mirror, you can just go to negative. Because I want to model from this side. And I'm just going to delete that face. Okay, cool. So don't worry about, modeling both sides now. So now I'm going to make another loop cut right there. Oh shit, I hope this is not... Crap. Oh. Okay, it's not copyright. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna make lip cut and extrude it down. Well, not extrude it, move it down. And you can see on the inside we have a face, so let's delete that face. We don't need that face. Look for more faces we can delete. We don't need that face. And also we don't need the faces in the center. Actually, we do need these. Unfortunately, we need them. Okay. So I'm gonna take this whole piece up here and I'm gonna extrude it out, just like this. And then I'm gonna take these parts and just drag them down. Pretty cool. Simple but effective. But what I want to do is I want to make one single door in the middle of this frame. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna add another cube in the center of this. So I'm gonna Shift S cursor to select it. Shift A, mesh and cube. Scale it up again. Bring it up. Make sure you got the face. Yeah, this is definitely punk rock. I hope I'm not getting a copyright strike for this, because it says it's non-copyright. Okay, so I'm gonna make a nice biggish door I can put in the center of this. And again, make it nice and big. Shift F, press tab, and see how big the door is supposed to be. Something like that should be fine, because you will still be able to exit the door. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete the face on both sides. Now I can test it out. It looks like it will be fine. Maybe make it a little taller, because this is a sci-fi game after all, so maybe something like that. Okay, and then just delete that bottom face. We don't want that bottom face, not even there. But we are going to need a face up there, only up there. Then I'm gonna take these two vertices, and those two, I'm gonna press E and then scale it in, and then E again and scale it out like this. So obviously you're not gonna notice it right away, you know, when the door is in the way, which is exactly what we want. But I think I made a little bit of a mistake on the sides, because I actually want the door to, yeah, maybe open up that way. So it's gonna have a hook on this side. So what I can do is I'm just gonna select these. I'm gonna press GG, or just move them back on the X. Then E and scale them on the 0, and it will merge automatically. So we only have this one wall, this one piece. So the door will actually slide open that way, and yeah, so now it's time to make the door. Shift A, mesh, and another cube. Many cubes. Like I said, we always need the cube. But it's fun to delete the cube. And then bring it back, delete it again, just to show its insignificance. Okay, so I'm gonna try and line this up. Oh, screw you. Okay, now I'm just gonna give this whole thing a material. Actually, I'm gonna have to join these two, but I cannot join them just yet because I still have the mirror modifiers on this one, and I'm still gonna make some modifications to this. So the only thing I'm gonna add a material to is this one, and I'm gonna call it just door frame. Oh, door frame 1, because we're gonna model a few extra doors so we can actually have double sliding doors or sliding upward doors. So with this, I'm just gonna make it black so I can see what the hell I'm doing with this guy. Okay, so that should be good. I'm gonna take this part of the wall now, and I'm gonna tap into edit mode and maybe just scale this down a little bit in the edit mode. Not too much, just a little bit, just to give it the idea of clearance. And also I'm gonna have to make it a little bigger, not that, this, so it actually goes into the wall, just like that. So hide this part and then tab into edit mode for this one. Control R, make 2 loop cuts like this and 2 loop cuts like this. And then I'm gonna make loop cut, well, 2 loop cuts right there, and make maybe one there, one there, one there. Okay, it looks like it's got a lot of geometry, but we're going to need that. So I'm gonna select these parts. Actually, no, I think I made a mistake with the geometry. No, I didn't. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna bring this in. Then I'm gonna bring this one in. Scale. Take these two and scale them as well. But make sure you are in individual origins. Something like that should work. So when it moves, Alt H, you get the idea of it just locking into something. And then we're just gonna make like a window or something you can actually see through, or yeah, maybe, yeah, let's make a window. And I just auto mirrored it. Haha. Why not? No, not there. So I think the window should be right about there. So I'm just gonna extrude this in. Remember, you don't want it to merge with that side of the... You don't want it to merge. Just give it a little bit of clearance. Okay. Then I'm gonna start doing something completely different with this. I want some slants and I want some, you know. The way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna just select this edge along with this one and this one. Just gonna press GZ. Something like that. I'm gonna do exactly the same on the top. GZ. And then I'm gonna select the inner side, the inner windows, just scale it in. Okay, I'm gonna have to be in maiden point for this. There we go, maiden point. So it just gives the idea that it's got a bit more detail than it actually has. But remember, we are going to texture this, so we are going to need materials on this. So for this one, these I'm gonna just make window. But the thing with this is, how should I explain this? That's too much geometry for one window, so I'm just gonna press F to fill. So it's gonna make a complete n-gon out of this. Then I'm gonna press new and plus new assign. Then Control I, then assign this one. So this one is gonna be called door 1, and this is just gonna be glass. There we go. So let's make the door a different color now. So let's just make it like a dark brown, and the window maybe like a light blue for now. Now obviously this looks horrible. It looks terrible. It doesn't look like you can use it for anything, does it? Well, like I said, we're still gonna have to make some modifications, but I need materials on this. I need textures on this. I'm gonna show you exactly where to download these textures real quickly. So this is freebr.com. I usually download my textures from these guys, but I thought I was gonna make my own, and Blender just decided to crash every time I bake. Somebody told me I should bake my textures, and I try to bake my textures, and it just crashes every time I bake. So I will not be baking my own textures, unfortunately. Okay, anyway, so you can go ahead and download some of these textures on this website. Then you're gonna go back into Blender. Okay. So I want some paneling on this. Trust me when I say you are going to need your shader editor. So I'm gonna select this, and I'm gonna Control Shift T. Okay. So I've got this on my new hard drive, my terabyte. Yeah. So you can see I've got this game models. So I'm gonna look for industrial walls. No, rusted steel plate. I know I had some industrial paneling. Yeah, industrial walls. So basically this is what they look like. So you can just select all of these, don't select that one, and do a principal setup. And always make sure you got the bump map. Now it looks pretty terrible. That's because we have to scale it. Maybe something like that. Play with the location a little bit, and there we got some paneling. But I don't want to use this. I just wanted to show you can do it like this. Remember, I didn't even unwrap this. This came out unwrapped already. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove these now, because I actually have one in mind. I just want to show you how you're gonna do that. Make sure you select that node right there. Then you're gonna go Control Shift T. That's what you press. Control Shift T for Tango. Okay, where's my middle ventilation? I think it was this one, maybe. I don't think so. No, it was not this one. It could actually work, but where was that one? Okay, now this is something I'm gonna use for the floors, and maybe some of the walls, maybe. Beaten up metal frame. Ah, there we go. Oh no, this is another one for the walls. Rubber metal, alien panels. Yeah, there's the one, there's the one. So as you can see, it comes with a metallic map as well. So I'm gonna control select these. I don't want this one. Then I'm gonna do principal setup. You can see it sets it up. Then for the door, not open. Why did I do that? Okay, so that just went to the glass and it's not supposed to be on the glass, so I'm just gonna drag this whole thing up, come on you piece, to there. And the glass I'm just gonna go ahead and press A and X, delete and shift A. Oh man, okay, I cannot do that. Before I do that, I'm gonna have to press this button. Oh, you piece of shit. Flip these two around. Crap. Okay. You know what? Yeah, try to be funny, did ya? Okay, this looks kinda crappy. Yes, until I find something that actually works. Well, apparently this material, well, this texture is not working for me. Well, that's the thing with these middle grid, middle ventilations. How would that work? Let's try this. This actually looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks a lot better. But I am going to have to unwrap this. Unless I set this to generated. Let's see what happens when I set it to generated. Nope. Let's try object. Still not. So I guess it's gonna have to be UV. So unwrap, and I think I'm gonna use cube projection for this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now that looks badass. Now we need something for this. Okay, I didn't register my control shift. See, come on, man. Oh, no, definitely not that one. So that's just a rust material. Start working with me. Beat up metal. I didn't extract that one just yet. So I think I'm gonna have to go with the same as the should be good, but I'm gonna need some lights on this. So when the door open, I want a light to shine from a certain point of this. So I'm gonna extrude this down. Actually, before I extrude it down, I'm gonna press I to inset and then extrude it out. Then I to inset again, then extrude it up again. So this I'm gonna give it a new material and I'm gonna call it new and door light. So if you don't have the key for the door, or the door is not unlocked, it's gonna be red. If it's not, well, if it's unlocked, it's gonna be green or blue. So sign that. Don't be too picky about how these textures work, because you are basically going to be walking around like this in pitch black. I'm not even gonna go and give environmental lighting or anything like that, because like you're inside of so basically what you can do is just make it dark and then add some lights. But for now I'm gonna actually bring this up so you can see what I'm doing. And remember, Blender doesn't really use you can't use a lot of lights, but you can spawn in lights. So when you get close to it, it's gonna spawn in the light. Maybe in this area. When you leave this area, it's gonna despawn these lights and spawn in the next lights in that area, and so on and so forth. Okay. So I think I'm done with this for now. So I'm gonna start colorizing everything real quickly, and where is it dot? I'm gonna look for, you know, whatever I can use on this. No, the grid metal will not work. Industrial walls, that's what I got this for. Maybe something like that would work. Now you're gonna see that same material all over, and you don't want that, but we are going to change that as we go. Like these corridors, I actually have something I can use with this, and as you can see, the unwraps didn't go as planned. So let's do this. Unwrap, and let's try full active quads maybe. Length and average. It's a lot better. Remember, if you get stretching or anything when you unwrapping, you know, this is not a perfect unwrap, but it helps you if you're doing like a stretching on the texture or whatever to always keep it consistent. You can see it's consistent. Cool. But right now, like I said, this is too much. You don't want to see all that all over these sidewalls. So we're gonna have a lot more materials to work with, and I'm not gonna do that right now. Like I said, these are just placeholders. And make sure you only select the principal BSDF, otherwise you're gonna add these textures more than once. I wonder what this one was. Let's try this. Okay, I think that should have gone up there. Come on. Let's try and get another. Okay, so apparently you won't work with me. So because these are still selected, I can just delete it. Because I thought I was actually working with this and I was asleep. Might give it some differences somewhere, but that's to be expected. You don't want everything to be consistent, so let's try and get something for this. Control Shift T. Okay, that's not gonna work because it's sideways. What the hell is this? I create a blends folder. Okay, maybe Rust Metal Alien Panels. I think I'm gonna try these alien panels for these. Okay, so I'm gonna have to select these and just unwrap this again, and let's try the active quads again. No, that didn't work. Alright. Let's try even. Yeah, that's a lot better. On some places. And now it's for the bottom piece. The bottom piece. Bottom piece. Control Shift C. Now, most games you don't really look at this, but I'm still gonna put it in. You don't want to see like. So I think I'm gonna go with this ventilation. Yeah, why not? Can actually try and line this up. Let's see, probably bigger. Something like that. So now for these floors. Now, like I said, walkways and stuff, I'm actually going to do something a little different. Not too much, but just a little different, like making like grids in the floor and stuff like that. But for now, I'm just gonna give it a simple material like I just did with the walls. Control Shift T. Now this would be, what was it, steel plate? Yeah, let's go for the steel plate for now. Now that looks horrible. Like I said, you're not gonna see this all around because I'm actually going to put some grids on the floor, like in the center and maybe on the sides, you know, on the corners. But for now, this works. And now, so this one. Let's try that one. Okay, so it doesn't look like it has a diffuse. Maybe it just didn't bring in the diffuse, but okay, that actually worked for me. So now we can play with the color of this if we wanted to. Cool. I think I'm gonna use that same texture for this. Maybe. Let's see. Pressure panels maybe? No, that's never gonna work for the floors. Worn walkway maybe? Let's try the worn walkway. That's not gonna work. Shit. Now let's use this. Like I said, it's a little turned around. And also, I think this unwrap is not right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure I got everything selected right there. Go to top view, press U, unwrap, and project from view bounds. Now it's too big. So let's try 5. What in the name of fuck? That was weird. Yo! What's your problem? Hey, hey, hey. Okay, what's next? This guy right here. Okay, so I said I was gonna reuse a certain texture for this, and I think I'm gonna reuse this specific one. Let's see. Yeah, the one I can actually change the colors. So, what is the name of that texture? Not the name of the mirror grid. I'm gonna re-import this because I actually want different colors on this. No, see, it doesn't have a diffuse. But like I said, it doesn't really matter because we can play with the colors ourselves. That's cool. So first of all, just scale it up a little bit. I'm not gonna make it as big as the last one. And also, just unwrap project from view bounds. So let's try 2. See what you can do. It doesn't even matter if it's stretching a little bit. Like I said, when you walk up and down places like this, you close quarters. So if you get shot at or whatever, you're not gonna be looking fucking down at the ground. You're gonna be looking at the guy you're shooting at. Okay, excuse my language. Okay, so obviously I said I'm gonna do something else with the walls at a later time, but for now I'm gonna start doing the extra details on this. But for that I'm gonna need my own textures, so I'm gonna show you how to do this. First I'm gonna save my blend file. I'm gonna go to the side, or actually just take everything and move it to the side. Press Shift C. I can just Alt G when I need to, or just move it back, but for now I'm gonna Shift A, mesh, and I'm gonna use a cube. Dot and Shift, I don't think there's a camera, Shift A and a camera, press 0, now Alt R, 0, GZ, is it. Okay, I'm gonna need a mirror of this. So instead of doing the auto mirror now, I'm actually going to do a mirror, and I'm gonna use an object in the middle. So Alt G, add modifier, add a mirror modifier, because I want this to be well, you'll see what I mean. Where is it? Where is my bloody mirror modifier? Save into edit mode and just drag it out. Shift D. I don't think it's supposed to go like this. I think I'm gonna have to go RZ90. Okay, so that might work. But I think I'm supposed to... I'm gonna do it. Yeah, the graphics should work. Now, because I don't have any lighting on this, I'm not gonna render any lighting on this. What if I don't want any lighting? I'm gonna give it my own separate material. Yeah. I just got into that, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna go to my render tab now. Remember, I'm an Eevee. And you'll see, where was it? No, it was at my world. So this is the background color. I'm just gonna make it alpha, completely transparent, before I do the render. Now you can choose the render resolution you want. You can use ambient occlusion or whatever, but I just want this. I just want this plain white render. Okay, I think everything should be good now. Okay, so I'm gonna press F12. It's gonna render that image for me. What's up with these ants, man? Now, I didn't render in the alpha, as you can see, so I think, where was it? Let's try JPEG. I took They're also way on that. I'm not sure. I can't exactly remember where to do this. So you know what? I'm gonna pause this video real quickly. Okay, so I found it. I rendered out the image. So it was just one bloody setting I missed. So before I do anything, I'm just gonna save this image real quickly. Save as. You know what? Actually, no. I don't want to save this just yet. I'm still gonna do some editing. Well, it was actually just a simple solution right down here somewhere. Yeah, see there. Okay, my bad. But now I'm gonna do a little editing with this. So just give it a little bit of a slant right there, so I can actually do normal maps with this when I'm done. Unfortunately with this, I'm gonna have to do it with each and every one of them. But it's gonna be easy, don't worry. I should have done it with that one as well, but I was too stupid. I cannot scale like this. I'm gonna have to do them one by one. Not even individual origins will help me here. Okay, so before I render this, I'm gonna need some lighting for this, but I'm not gonna use the diffuse. I'm gonna use the so let's try an area lamp, see what that'll look like. See, all I'm looking for is this. I don't need shadows from this. So turn off shadows. When you're done with that, I might be giving you this texture away because this is something I'm creating. The other ones you're gonna have to download for yourself, unfortunately. But this is going to be the diffuse. Okay, F12. And I'm gonna render that out. So you can see it's giving me some light data which you can use in GIMP. I don't know if you know what GIMP is. GIMP is a texture software. So image, save as. I still got this. I can't believe it. Crap. But I can't find the blend files. Okay, anyway. So where's my... Oh, there. Okay, I'm gonna save it right here. And make a new folder. I should have renamed it, but okay. And this is going to be metal grate, maybe. Save. Okay, so I'm gonna go into GIMP now. So I'm gonna minimize everything. So now I've got everything on my desktop. Now I don't think I have GIMP on my desktop. Let me check. No, I don't have GIMP. I'm gonna search for GIMP. I hope I didn't lose it. Not supposed to find it. So where did I save it? Maybe my shortcuts. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause the video for you real quickly, so you don't have to wait for me to actually look for it. Okay, so I found it. I found GIMP. This is what GIMP looks like. Now this is a pretty awesome program. I don't need to know about GIMP and how to use GIMP. So you can actually make normal maps and everything in this. So I'm gonna go ahead and go File, then I'm gonna go Import. Okay, it's not gonna go Import. Holy crap, I've gotta... Sorry about that. Okay, anyway, so just hit New, and I don't need templates. Gonna do this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that layer. I think it's open. Yeah, there you can see I've already made some. You know, that was for the God of War series. Why can't I find it in my... This is weird. Where's the blend file then? Okay, whatever. Okay, anyway, so I got this saved with solid state. No, it's not my solid state. Maybe that's where it went. So it's on my textures, and it would be metal grade, new folder. And then I'm gonna open it. So now I've got this texture right here. Okay. But I don't want the diffuse. I do not want the diffuse. I'm gonna go ahead and go to filters. Or not filters. What was it? I think you can right click actually. And what was it? Colors. Map. I think it was brightness contrast. Might be one of these. It's been a while since I used GIMP. Why can't I remember how to use this? Select image, colors, map. Not a gradient map. See, now I can make a bump map out of this. There was one that actually said normal map. So, but first of all, I actually want to tell this. So tools, make sure this is selected. Tools, selection tools. Was it selection tools? No. Image. Position mode. Transform. There was something that says make seamless, man. I need to remember how to use this. I think I used this like last year somewhere. Color to gray. Color to alpha. I think I might have fucked around with these settings. Yeah, I fucked around with the settings. Okay, I'm wasting your time. I'm gonna pause it. Okay, so I figured it out. So there's a few changes I'm gonna make with this texture anyway. So I'm gonna go with what was it? Not filters yet. Filters, and I'm gonna go for noise. And I'm gonna go and give it a, where was it? HEV. No, wrong one. Yeah, just a noise. So it actually puts some noise on this metal. So I'm gonna just bring it down. This is only going to help for the bump map. Maybe make it look a little dirty. See that? Okay, so I'm gonna use that. It pixelates a little bit, but that's no problem. We actually need it to pixelate a little bit. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export this thing, and I'm just gonna override it. So to do that, you're going to go to File and override the original. And I'm just gonna crank this up to 100 and hit export. Then I'm gonna delete this, discard changes, and File, and then open. And I can open this one again. So now it's got that whole thing with the great metal and everything. So for some reason I figured out it doesn't bring in my alpha, but shouldn't be too much of a problem, I hope. If it is, you can just always go back to Blender and fix that up, which I should have actually done a little bit of a texturing with this anyway. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna make a proper mapping texture. So what I mean by that, by actually applying some textures to this. So let's do it like that. So I'm just gonna apply this because I'm pretty happy with this. So then I can join them up, Control J. Then I'm gonna do this. Tab, hit A, and just unwrap, and just a smart UV projection if you want to. Oh no, I'm gonna go generate it anyway, so yeah. So give it a new material. And then I'm gonna Shift A, and I'm gonna add a noise texture. Texture. Maybe not. Let's use a Musgrave texture. I'm gonna set this to multifractal. Press Ctrl T and plug it into the base. Now, right now, nothing. It doesn't look like anything is happening, as you can see, because we have to bring the scale up. So let's play with the scale a little bit. The detail. I'm gonna bring detail all the way up. I'm not really gonna play with the dimensions too much, and I can't really see it on the top where I actually need the bloody thing to be. So I'm just gonna unwrap this, and let's just go Smart UV. That might also be the problem. Yeah, there we go. Get some dirt on that. Now I'm not gonna do too much with this. This is just going to help me drive the bump map instead of the normal map. Yeah, I should have actually done this before, but okay. Okay. So I'm gonna press F12 and I'm gonna render it out. Now it looks like this. Oh yeah. Hello my baby. Now I can actually go ahead and add some, you know, colors to this, make it black or something. Which I think, yeah. Easy way to do that is just go add a color ramp. So converter, color ramp. Haha. And you can bring this up, bring this. Yeah, switch it around a little bit. So now it looks something like this. Something like this. Now obviously doesn't look pretty. Yeah, let's do something like that. So it gives us a little bit more of a bump on that. So I'm just looking at that. Cool. Now it's gonna be like a black gray picture. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna render that out. And F12. Yeah. And then image. Save as image. I'm gonna override this. And then I'm gonna bring it into GIMP. But before I do, I'm gonna have to close this down and then open. There we go. That's the one I want. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. Okay, so for the normal map first, I was right. You're gonna have to go to filters. Now that's for the map. It's here by filters, generic, and normal map. Just click on that and it's gonna make a normal map for you. Now you can play with the scale. Something like this would be fun for me. Then you can just press OK and file. You're gonna export it and be sure not to click on overwrite. You're gonna export as. So you got middle grid and you're gonna, okay, let's just do this. Middle grade, normal, and export. Just bump it up and export, and it's done. So now I'm gonna undo that, Control Z, because now I'm gonna need a bump map, so I can control the bumpiness of this. So again, filters, and now you're gonna go to map, and you need a bump map. Okay, so obviously it's not gonna use anything. Let's try and use this guy. Oh no, I forgot. I had to actually add transparent. That's just fine. That's good. Background color, transparency, or grayscale. This is actually supposed to be grayscale. I'm just gonna go with transparent. Press OK. Now this one is what I'm gonna be using to make that bump map. But just to be sure, I'm gonna click on that and just make sure it's on a grayscale. something like that. Okay, and then I can go ahead and filters and I can actually blur this as well and enhance, but for now I'm just gonna go for a bump map. Remember, we got a lot of maps here. Bump map. Now I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna use this transparent. That's good. Okay, if it doesn't work like this, I had another way to do this, so I'm gonna just delete this, delete layer, and then filters, color, where's color, color, generic, no, I know, color, and I just want it grayscale. Not color barren, auto, white balance, ignore the color enhance. I can't exactly remember how you do this. How can I not remember how to do this? Enhance. Noise reduction, no. Distorts. Light and shadow. Come on. Ah, it should be the colors. Exposure, shadow and highlights. Buttons, contrast, invert, liner, vivid light, aura. Colors to gray, there we go. Took me a while to find that. So now you can play with the radius with this, as you can see what happens there. I'm just looking at, you know, this. I don't want that in my view. Because remember, black is your transparency. And I'm gonna press OK. And I think I can copy this now. Just do this. So copy this and then filters, map, bump map. I can say I can play with the depth, offset, but I don't do the offset. Just as you can see, that's what happens. Okay, so I think we're good with this. So you can split view if you wanted to. You can see the difference, but I'm just gonna press OK. Now I've got a bump map. Then I'm gonna go File, Export as, and rename this as bump. Come on, man. And then just hit export. And again, I'm gonna use that and just hit export again. Now I'm gonna need I'm gonna delete this one. Delete layer. Where is it? As a copy, I need to delete this. Okay, so now what I need is I'm gonna need a metallic map. So color and temperature. I think it was color and temperature. No, it wasn't this. Filters. No, again colors. Okay, so maybe there wasn't a way to do this. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that doesn't look good. That does not. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I was just playing with the colors, man. Okay, so let's try this. So I'm gonna use this as the metallic map. Okay, colors. File export as. Okay, so now I've got a few. Cancel, why the fuck do you do that? Okay, now I'm gonna close down. And go back into Blender. Yes, I did go check out how to do that. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna keep the camera there. This is not gonna be the texture I just made. Some of it is. But there's just some extra detail on the map. And on your floors. You don't want it to be so plain. So I'm gonna have something to break up the color. Okay. So I'm gonna make a new material. Why not? That could work. But for the sides. Huh. Okay, that's not gonna work. Sorry, I went a little quiet on you guys. Just trying to focus on what I'm doing here. I don't want to lose my places. We're actually gonna... I don't know if you notice what I'm doing exactly. Remember, I do GG, otherwise if you do this, yeah, you're just gonna fuck everything up. Oh boy. Okay, so I took away my alpha map. Crap. Why? Okay, guess I'm gonna have to hop back into games maybe. Maybe not. No, I'm not gonna hop back into game. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how to fix this. Yeah. And usually it works. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to get rid of some of these spots. Let's try this. Might work, might not work. It does not work. So I might get rid of this completely. Play around with my own roughness and metallic. Okay, so we got materials, we got some grates. I don't have an elevator yet. Not even going up high enough. But the rest should be fine. And I don't know if you've noticed about Doom 3. The elevator actually works. You actually go up, and down, and up, and down, and up, down, up, down. So maybe I'm gonna make the elevator go down and up. Never know. But for now, I think, yeah, we got a door, which I didn't finish with the transparency. Okay, that's printer fucking around because I pressed Control Z. Okay, so I'm gonna save. So obviously this isn't my final door model, but I just wanted to show you what can be possible with this. So in the future I'm actually gonna make a little bit better doors, smaller windows, you know, smaller doors, something that actually fits, something like that. It's actually pretty easy to do now, sort of. Oh yeah, I forgot. I actually. Something that works. Door opens, you go through. Door closes, you get stuck. So like I said, I think in the next video I will already have some props and better doors and stuff. But model your own stuff, guys. Model your own stuff. I just showed you a few tips and tricks so you can actually get this to work. The light I just added in, the sun lamp, isn't really going to be part of the whole thing. It's just there for visual. I wanted to see what the grace looks like with actual light on it, you know, with diffuse, specular, and volume. Yeah, and shadows, obviously. I can also use contact shadows, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what happens when I use contact shadows works. You don't even notice it too much. What in the fuck was that? Well, obviously my character is gonna be a lot bigger than this. Haha. Or I'm just gonna have to scale everything down. But remember, the bigger the thing is, the bigger everything is, it's, you know, with lighting and everything, it's gonna start fucking around. So the best thing you can do is just hit A and scale it down. And then Control A and scale. Please be careful not to scale it too much, because right now you can see usually I try to scale it according to this. You can see now everything is a little too small. So now I can start bring it up, see what I've got. So I see, okay, now I will be able to pass this door. That will be big enough for me. Remember always to apply your scale, guys. Yeah, see? Now just Control A and scale. Oh, this is too small. Tip. And I will show you how to actually add sounds if you walk on a certain material. So if you walk on this material, it might go ting ting ting. You go there, this way it will gung gung gung. You know, something that's yeah, like you go over this gung gung. I will show you how to do all of that. But for now, I'm gonna say thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so we always be in the loop for when the next video comes out. And trust me, the next video is gonna look a lot better. Yeah. I might actually leave these walls and stuff like it is. Yeah, man. Well, except for this. This looks horrible. But alright. I'm gonna bid you adieu and have a wonderful day. And like I said, I cannot pick the materials. My blender crashes for some reason. That sucks. Oh yeah, and GIMP. The website, you just search for GIMP in... Where is it? GIMP. There's the website. GIMP.org. That's it. Thank you for your support. Yeah. I just want to show you where you can actually download GIMP. You just type in GIMP in your browser, and the first one that pops up will be GIMP.org. That's it. That's where you download GIMP. So if you want to use GIMP, you can use it from this website. Well, you can get it from this website. I think it's like 300 meg. So I'll put a link in the description for that if you want it. But for now, I really have to go because this video is 1 hour and 54 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a nice day.